What's up? What's up, guys? It's me, Sean John. You already know, the founder and CEO of JumpingJackMovers.com. What's up? What's up, man? I hope everybody's having a wonderful, blessed, amazing day, and I hope you're making a lot of money. All right, so get that cash. Go out there and get that money because it's all about the yah at the end of the day. So, jumping on here just a few minutes, spending a little time with you. And so I did a poll earlier today on Facebook, and I was like, yo, to all the movers, I was like, what's the biggest problem y'all having out there? And so 90% of the responses, the same word, same answer, one answer. What was that? First, before I tell you, here's what I need you to do. Smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, do the same thing. Hit subscribe, smash the thumbs up, welcome to the channel. And if you're coming back to the channel, then do the same thing. Subscribe, thumbs up, welcome back. Tell somebody else about this channel. Let's build this network, because this network is so important, because there's so many people out there like me, like you, that's in the moving industry. We don't just talk about it, we actually do it day to day, and it's how we make a living. And so any advice we could get from someone else might help us that day, right? Like, for instance, someone might step up and say, hey, by the way, if you're moving glass tables, or if you're undoing washers, make sure to drain it. Make sure to have a towel or something present, because the washer may leak even though the customer thinks it's empty, and you don't want to be responsible if water gets on the floor. I've had that call before where they're like, hey, y'all undid our washer, and guess what? The floor is wet. And we ain't got no money to pay the landlord for this repair. And so you don't want to be in that situation. That's why I come on here and do these videos, because I think these videos are helpful. That's why I always say, if this video is helping you, leave a thumbs up. If you have a question or comment, drop it in the box. But let me know if it's helping. If it's not helping, I get it. I'll try to do better. But if it is helping, let me know. That way I can have the data I need to decide whether I want to keep doing this or not. For those that I'm coaching, I know you guys out there killing it. That's why we do follow-ups. And if you need coaching, by the way, reach out to me. I am offering coaching, but on a limited basis, because it does take up a good bit of time. And I just like to give you guys so much information. I am working on a course, yes. So the Movers to Millions course is about to drop really soon. Hang tight. I will let you know. And for all of you who are subscribers to the channel, you're going to get a special discount. So that's exciting. That's exciting. So also follow me on my Instagram, which is Movers to Millions as well. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, I created the Moving Biz Network for all of us to kind of hang out and talk. And I'm thinking about doing like weekly coaching sessions where we just all get together for like an hour and we just network on like a Zoom or whatever, or Google Meet. We just talk to each other and like go over it and inspire each other, keep each other going. Because sometimes in the moving industry, God damn it, we need therapy too. So, all right, so I want to keep this video short. Again, I'm Sean John. I founded Jumping Jack Movers in 2017 when I was homeless, and I grew this business to what it is today. In fact, I'm doing this video from my kitchen. Homeless in 2017. 2020, I bought a house. 3,000 square foot home, upstairs, downstairs, and beautiful neighborhood. If you want to see my neighborhood, Google 76005. It's called the Viridian. It's a masterclass neighborhood, master plan neighborhood in Dallas, Texas. Before I moved in there, I had no idea what the hell a master plan neighborhood was. But the neighborhood's awesome, man. It's got like 15 lakes. Biking trails, skating trails. How many neighborhoods have skate trails? You kidding me? Bike trails, jogging trails, skate trails. You can rent boats and kayaks up front. They teach you how to sail in the neighborhood. Don't believe me? Just Google. All right? The neighborhood is awesome. Yes, there are a lot of $1 million homes back here. But, hey, just being in the neighborhood is a blessing for us. So, but that's what happens when you build a business and it works. So, but here's the answer. All right. So what they've been talking about, here it is. 99% of those guys are having the same issue. That issue is the L word. No, not loser. Not lagniappe, if you're from the South. I live in Dallas now, but I'm from South Louisiana, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. All right? You know what lagniappe is if you guys down from there. If you're not, it just means something extra. That's all it is. That's all it means. Let the good times roll, Bon Ton Relay, all right? So, it's labor. All right, so the guys are having trouble with labor. One guy said his crew's not taking showers. That made me laugh, okay? Like, seriously, take a damn bath, okay? One of the guys, and I'm just trying to think of the ones I went through, and one of the guys was like, my guys, as a matter of fact, let me pull it up. Give me a second, let me pull it up, because I want to go over realistically, real time, and they're still posting, so give me a second. I'm going to pull it up on my laptop. Because I'm a bit of a nerd. I like to do research. I like to make sure I give you the right information. And let me see what I got. All right, so here we go. So, and I'll go through them. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll go through like 20 of them, something like that. And so you can hear the answers. Let's go. All right, how do you get all of the comments? All right, there it is. All comments. All right. Wow. Bear with me because I want to keep my videos short, but this one might go over 7 minutes. All right. One guy said, Chris said, getting a crew is the hardest part for me and getting people to work. Alexander said labor. Lanny, that's a new name. It's like Danny with an L. Lanny says labor. Gene says labor and common sense. Carl says the heat. I got you, Carl. I'm in Dallas, man. It's been over 100 for like a month straight, which is unheard of for here. Apparently, there's like a heat front, like just like hot weather that's just stationed over like Texas and up to the Midwest, like Chicago and whatnot. And because normally it'll get hot here in the summer, like July, August, but not this hot. So looking forward to the fall. Labor, Benjamin says today's generation is lazy and soft ASF. And he got a lot of likes. Henry with 2 R's says labor's hard to find, good drivers hard to find. Chad says packers and warehouses are the issue. Sam says corporations make all the money while drivers and labor do all the work. I'm assuming Sam probably works for like one of the big companies like Van Line or something, or United. Kurt says labor, no call, no show. I feel you, buddy. I've been there. Christopher says labor. Drivers who don't want to pay decent for big jobs and they sit on their ass and complain. That's what Caesar said. Troy says lousy office staff. Okay. Troy, you must be a big company, buddy. JR says the labor they are asking for $200 a day, which should be at least 8 hours. And then when it's 8 hours, they start to complain and say it was a 3-man job and ask for more money. Oh, man. Labor, Lily. Okay. I've come across some females in the business. I actually coach a couple, so it's a good thing to see Lily. I love that. Lily says labor and staying busy. Ooh. Malcolm says, Malcolm's last name is Plunders. That's new to me. Labor. Cross, that's literally a first name, says good leads. Josh says labor. Sam says good help. Toby says labor. Jermaine says, I'm not a mover, but I fix the trucks. And they say labor's the hardest. Peter says labor. And Leah says labor. Scott says heavy furniture. All right, that's enough. I'm not going to read through all of them. But that's a big part of the struggles in the industry. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Whenever Sean John started, in 2017, guess what I had a major problem with? Labor. So, and I know companies here in Dallas, a couple that I coach, one guy makes about $100,000 a year average. That's why I'm coaching him, to teach him how to grow his business, because he doesn't know how. And there's another guy makes $2.2 million a year with his company that I coach. But his problem is he's got too many expenses and he doesn't know how to implement a process to control his business. So he's struggling with reviews and whatnot. He's making a lot of money, but he could be making double that because his reviews are killing him. His labor is killing him, and his expenses, his cost of doing business is way out of whack, and it's hurting him. So that's what I asked. So I was like, what's the biggest issue that you guys are having in the moving industry? And obviously labor is just running away with the lead, right? And so, and as I'm doing this, more comments are coming in, but I'm not going to read them. We're going to stick to this. So labor is huge. It's a huge part of what we do, because we can't do a job without labor. So whenever I first started, labor was a huge issue for me, because I would hire guys. Now, keep in mind, I didn't have any experience. I used to work for All My Sons for like 3 months, and they had a terrible training. Well, I wouldn't even call it training. That'd be an insult to terrible trainers. They just kind of throw you in the mix, and you got to go to work. And so they'll put you in there and you'll learn as you go on the job, which I don't have a problem with that. I understand that. I always encourage people that I teach, whenever you hire your guys, because they got to be on the job. Why don't you put them out there? If it's a 2-man job, give them a third guy for free. Now, you're going to make a little money, because you're like, why would I pay a third guy for free to move the customer stuff? I'm going to lose money. Not necessarily. Don't think about the money. Think about the experience and the training. I always tell guys, look, don't focus on what's going out. Focus on what's coming in. Don't focus on the out. If it's going to cost you $100 to get a good dolly, and you're like, but I could get an average dolly for $50. No. Focus on the in, not the out. You get the average dolly, you'll replace it in 3 months, or it'll go out. The guys aren't comfortable with it. It'll malfunction, mess up furniture, right? You get the good dolly, you don't have to worry about that stuff, right? So when you're investing in yourself or your business, focus on the in, not the out. Focus on what's coming in, the value of what's coming in, as opposed to what's coming out. Poor middle-class people and people that struggle in business, you know what they do? They focus on what's going out. They don't focus on what's going in. Let me fill you in on something. There's a cost to buy, but there's a bigger cost not to buy. There's a cost both ways. For instance, this is going to be harsh, but this is true. If you're overweight and somebody's selling you a diet plan that you could pay them $100 a month, and you say, well, that's too much, because you're thinking about the $100, and you don't buy the diet plan. I get it. But here's what you didn't think about. You didn't think about diabetes. You didn't think about heart disease. You didn't think about dying 10 years before you should have died, not being at your children's funeral, not being at your children's graduation. Your children's wedding, not at their graduations, not being around 10 more years to see your kids buy a home and start their own family. 10 years that you left this world, you never got to meet your grandchild. Think about that. Now, that again, there's a cost to buy, there's a cost not to buy. And usually there's a bigger cost to not buy. So get what you need, invest, right? So going back to the labor, I had a bunch of issues with labor. So what did I do? I was on the job like 99% of the time. I'm on every job. And I was building, making money very quickly. I was burning out because I was tired. I was worn out. Some days, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This is a true story. One day, and I'll never forget this day for my whole life. I was laying in bed because I had worked. We had worked so much. Here's how the night ended. I was out on a job at 8:30 a.m. 3rd floor, 1-bedroom apartment coming down. 8:30 a.m. I got a guy with me. He's helping me. And we worked for about 3 hours. There's a second job. I have a crew for the second job. Sounds like someone's blowing outside my door. I don't know. I have a second job. I told you I'm really doing this from home. See, I'm looking out the door. Let me turn that can around. They do not sponsor this channel, but I thought somebody was blowing outside the door. I don't know. So let's get back to it. If I have to step out, I'll probably pause it. But I'm not seeing anybody, so we might be okay. But that's what I tell you guys. I want to teach you how to build a business that works without you. Jumping Jack Movers still works today. We're still making money. But look where I am. I'm chilling with you in the middle of the day at 1:30 in Dallas, in my home, and we're still getting paid. Right? So that's why my coaching is important. I'm not anything special, but I'll just show you how to really build a business that doesn't rely on you. So back to my story, right? Before I jump off here, because I'm way over time. And so I'm sitting there, and the guy's calling, and the guy starts calling me like 6 a.m. And I'm answering the phone, and I'm like, yo, what's up? This guy's like, hey, I got a crew that's coming at like 7, and they're working on my floor. All I need you to do is to move my piano, my baby grand piano, from one room to the other, and then later today move it back. That's it. So I was like, all right, let me give this guy some ridiculous price so he can leave me alone. And I was like, $600. We'll bring 3 guys. Now, I had 2 guys that were like ex-college football players. They were lifting a baby grand. This is no joke. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. They lifted and flipped a baby grand by themselves. 2 guys. When I walked in the house, I was like, holy sh! It's like, yeah, dude, that's done. Whoa! Blew my mind. But they were that big. And so I was like, all right, it's like I got a crew, but I got to go out there with them because, you know, we're a small business and I am the business. I got to go out there and get paid. I got to go out there and make sure we wrap this thing and move it right, make sure they don't damage it. They were just good with this, but, you know, I was the business. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna price this guy out. I was like, man, to move it from one room to the other, $600. You know what the guy told me? What time can you be here? I was like, oh my God, I went too low. And that was the piano story where you get burned out and you don't even want the money no more. You just want to be left alone. So we're out there 8:30 in the morning. I'm hustling on another job, and I'm working, and I got a 2-man crew that's coming to the next job that starts immediately. Calling, no answer. The other guy, he's at the light. So he's about to turn in. 30 minutes later, I don't hear from any of them. I don't know what light he was at. Must have been in another city. Because I was in Baton Rouge. That's where I started my business. I live in Dallas now, and I love it. And probably be moving to Miami soon because I like the beach. But when you guys start making a lot of money, you can do whatever you want to do, man. And I'll teach you how to run your business from anywhere in the country. All you need is a cell phone. You don't have to be any particular place. You can run your Chicago moving company from San Diego on the beach. That's what I teach you. That's why it's valuable. All right, so back to my story. So I get stuck on the job. One of the guys show up eventually. And I get stuck on the job with this guy. Now, keep in mind, I've been out there all day. Now, it's 9 o'clock at night, nonstop. My movers, you know, my hand is cramping. Everything I touch is causing a cramp. I don't care if it's paper. I can't even pick up a cup without a cramp forming. So, and I'm drinking, but it's too late. And so I say this, I form a plan. I say, yo, I'm about to walk in this house and tell this lady that the office is closed and anything after 9 o'clock is $200 an hour. But since I know she's not going to go for that, I'll tell her, hey, we can be back early in the morning. That wasn't enough. This lady said, 200? Fine, let's go. We stayed out there to 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I slept the whole entire day without answering the phone. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't even want the customer's money. Don't call me. And we made a lot of money, but like I said, at the end of the day, it cost me a lot because my body was sore for like 2 days. My guys didn't show. So the same problem you guys are having at 100 grand a year are the same problems that $10 million a year companies are having. Don't let them fool you. They have it even worse than you because they have to fill 10, 20 trucks. You don't. So consider yourself lucky. You don't have to fill that many trucks. Well, go watch my video on how to stay busy. If you guys don't have 10 trucks, you're never going to be not busy. There is no off season for you. You're always going to be busy. That's the companies with 10, 20 trucks. And a lot of those companies are franchised. They just feed off their other franchise. They just self-consume. They go into cannibalism, 2 men in a truck. They just eat off their other franchises. So to wrap this video up, again, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Also follow me on Instagram, and go and find me at Movers to Millions and follow me. And I have another page also, which is Middleman to Millions, and teach you guys how to build business, any business, and make money only using your cell phone. And so, but back to labor, everybody's having trouble with labor. Well, the question is, because the answer is everybody's having trouble with labor. Well, what is the question? How do we fix it? Right? And so here's how you fix labor. You must have, all right, think about it this way. McDonald's, they have bad customer service consistently and bad product. But how is it that McDonald's always hire the not so good or the average customer service people? Right? And why is it that Chick-fil-A always have the good people? It seems to me that McDonald's people or workers won't fit into the Chick-fil-A system. How do Chick-fil-A prevent their customer service from behaving like McDonald's? See where I'm going with this? In fact, Chick-fil-A's customer service is so good that they don't even talk to you on their commercials about their food. They talk to you about what they do best, their customer service, their customer experience. McDonald's, they don't talk to you about anything, right? Because they suck across the board, right? But they do have a great name. That's why business names are important. You see that arch? You already know. You pull it in. They smell good, but it's stank, right? All this stuff. They got stank customer service, stank burgers. I cannot say anything bad about their fries. God bless McDonald's fries. Amen. Baby Jesus, amen. And so, but all of you guys are having problems with the labor, but the question is, how do you fix it? And I have the answer to that. The reason that McDonald's workers don't work at Chick-fil-A is because McDonald's workers, what they do, they don't even apply to work at Chick-fil-A. That's why they're not there. They don't even apply to work there. Why? Because Chick-fil-A has a hiring process that eliminates McDonald's workers. So what am I telling you? You have to have a process implemented in your hiring process that eliminates upfront bad workers. And if they even get by within a couple of weeks, you should know and eliminate them. Another tip, trust your crew leaders. When they say it's a bad worker and you know your crew leader, get rid of the bad worker. Now, if you don't, you're going to have two problems. You're going to have a bad worker on the jobs and a pissed off crew lead who is upset with you because you keep sticking them out there with a bad worker. Right? And number 3, I almost need a drum roll when I say this. Listen, the workers are going to work for you. That's a yes. If you hire them, they're going to work for you. But here's what I know. They're going to work harder for themselves than they are for you. What does that mean? That means in your process somewhere, you should implement a reward or bonus system that pays them to perform. Right? Pays them to perform. What am I telling you? Put their money on the line. They're not going to work as hard for your money, but they will work hard for their money. You know what I used to have? I used to have, if you bring 5 stars in a row reviews, then you get a $50 bonus. And I gave it to my guys. And they would, well, why did I do that? For a couple reasons. Because it makes the business look good and it brings in more customers. And secondly, because customers trust what they read somehow. And secondly, I knew that these guys would perform at an average level for me, but they would perform at a high level for themselves. And I knew that and I understood that. So what I would do is I would put their money on the line. If you perform, here's what you get. If you don't perform, you don't get. It's your money. Make a decision. Now, for all of the no-shows, one of the guys put no shows, no call. Again, It's got to be a part of your process. And I'll tell you how to handle that, because anybody could no call, no show. Anybody. It's happened to me plenty of times. I had a guy tell me he forgot about a funeral for a relative. No joke. I was like, put your wife on the phone. Let me ask her, is she comfortable with a bum like you, with a straight bum laying in her bed, talking about he forgot his relative's funeral and he can't come to work after begging me for work the previous day? So here's my advice to you. Have more workers than you need. Overhire. Have more workers than you need. Why? Because it's better to have them calling you looking for work than you having to call them to find workers. Have more than you need. Keep them in rotation. Try to keep them busy. When they're not busy, have them clean the truck. Have them fold blankets. Train them on days they're off. Let them go out and advertise. Wear their shirts. Drive. You know what I used to do? I used to live in Baton Rouge and LSU was there. I would have my guys on off days because I didn't want to lose them. I would pay them to drive the truck around LSU campus for about 3 or 4 hours because that's where everybody was on game day. 200,000 people on LSU campus during game day. Boy, drive that truck around. Jumping Jack Movers truck flying through LSU, driving slow. I know they were checking out the honeys, but we were getting some business calls. So you got to think like that. You got to think outside the box. That's why I offer coaching, because I want to, just telling you guys this is one thing, but helping you to implement that process and what to say, what to look for, what to do exactly. That's why you guys need coaching, whether it's from me or anybody else, doesn't matter. Get somebody to help you so you can learn this business. Guys, I got to go. I hope this content was good for you. Also, I got a Facebook page, which is the Moving Biz Network. Go check it out. Go sign up. And let's build it so we can build a network. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.